All right, welcome back. We're going to get to the third section of Module 4 here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our page fragments. Now, the goal of page fragments is to enable our developers to create those different sections of the pages that can be reused and edited by the marketing team, content team, or whoever's responsible for creating the sites. So as I've mentioned in the introduction, page fragments are going to be a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create reusable sections or components on our site pages. Now, these sections and components can be combined to create things like calls to actions, banners, carousels, customer quotes, whatever you can think of, whatever you need as a particular section on your page, you can create with fragments. So this is an alternative way of building pages. Even within the platform itself, we have widget pages where you have more of a traditional route for building pages with our assets. And we have our content pages where you can build these different sections and components that can be reused by your different content teams. So when building fragments, they're organized into what are called collections. These collections can be used like folders to essentially distinguish the purposes of the different fragments that you have. And developers can specify which elements in a fragment can be edited by your marketing teams or your content teams. This is done using the LFR editable tag. And again, we'll go ahead and take a look at this when we get to our hands-on exercise. Now, I've been mentioning in some of the other videos that it is generally a good practice to use tools or set up these different templates and modules within a development process rather than saving them directly to the platform. With fragments, it's easy to do with the npm Fragments Generator. We'll actually use this in our hands-on exercise when we get there and build fragments using our generator. The generator essentially allows us to use the npm tooling to be able to build new collections, build fragments, and then import them into the platform itself. So we can have our fragment code saved in our version control system, such as GitHub, and we can have that published using this tooling. Now, using these tools, we have a more tool-agnostic approach to the actual fragment development itself. So we can create collection and fragments and actually build things out using whatever tooling you're using, whether that's an IDE, whether that's just simply a text editor and your command line or a terminal. You have a lot of flexibility using these npm tools. Once these fragments are imported into the platform, your content team or your marketing team or whoever would be building the site will be able to create regular content pages, which will just simply include different fragments that can be edited and moved around, or they can create what are called page display templates. And these can essentially allow your team to create reusable pages in the site and the ability to map some of the existing assets to your fragments. So if you want to have a fragment presentation, but you still want content creators to fill out structure forms, you can actually map your structure fields to the fragment page. And the same can be true with document metadata as well as blog fields. So fragments not only can act as a standalone section or component, but they can actually act as the front end for web content documents and blogs as well. So let's go ahead and summarize the page fragment information here. Now you can go ahead and pause here. Again, fill out this information in your mind, maybe write it down, and then we can go ahead and walk through this together. So page fragments are written in combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Page fragments can be displayed on special content pages. They can be organized into collections of commonly used fragments. Developers can create collections and fragments using the Liferay Fragments Generator. And then fragments can be used as front-end views for web content structures, document metadata, and blogs. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into building some fragments together using that npm Fragment Generator. All right, so I'll see you in the exercises.